All right, we are live again. A little
Here
bit
we
of
are.
a hiatus just due to personal lives and things like that, but we are back for the finale of a short scenario called Of Flesh and Steel. This is one of the in-book scenarios from Free League's sequel to Tales from the Loop. This sequel is called Things from the Flood. I had to be very careful because I always muck up those names, but I think I did pretty good. It is an alternative history 90s where these fine folks have been playing teenagers between the ages, I think it's between 15 and 19, and they solve mysteries and live in a world where parents are there, but they don't care, boring adults, and kids are, they're there to run free and have fun. But in this particular instance, with this group here, I have a friend, and a friend who uh, is in need of some redemption. He was unfortunately found dead at the end of the part one of this scenario, which you can find on YouTube. This one will be there eventually. We stream first, and I aim to have them up usually a week to 2 weeks after, just depending on time frame, things like that. Um, but yeah, tonight will be the finale of this scenario, and unfortunately, Lord Baal was not able to join tonight due to life commitments. We are here, and we miss you, Lord Baal. But we'll, I have a feeling you'll be back again someday. But just like we do every session, I'll just go around my little cubicle here of awesome people. Tell us about yourself, a favorite part of part one that kind of maybe stands out, and a little bit about your character. And yeah, I will start. We'll jump right in after that, and we'll start to myself, uh, Doc Tracy, who plays Derek. Who's Derek, and welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back. Derek is a motorhead archetype. He's not the brightest in the box. He is a bit of a mechanic. He has his own modified moped to drive around with. But school wise, school's for fools, man. He doesn't need to worry about that. And I would say favorite moment from the first session was some of the visuals finding out about your primal inner force by Dr. Destiny Sky. That whole merger of the people and the robots, and just the visuals were fantastic. And as for me, I am Doc. I am found on various social medias. I also have a link tree if you're so inclined, linktree.com/docbones, where you can pick up Call of Cthulhu stuff that I've written, including the now available in softcover book, Lights in the Trees. So I guess that's me.
Excellent. And then we'll go to your northeast, to my east, uh, Baziel, plays Drew. Welcome back.
Glad to be back. Thanks, Ryan. Hello, everyone. I am Baziel, or Baz for short. Everybody calls me Baz. I am playing Andrew Tyson tonight. He's 17-year-old, pretty much going on 35-year-old kid who pretty much thinks he's adult anyway and looks at all the other children as, well, children around him, even though they're exactly the same age or maybe even older sometimes. Um, Most memorable moment I think the drive out to Mark's house, or Aunt Emmy's house, where Derek decided to drive, pretty much caused a small coronary for poor Drew. He's convinced that he's going to be killed by his father once he sees the Audi in its current state, which is
That's okay. You have a mechanic friend in Derek. Maybe there can be some fixes
not. Right
before
now,
anything.
I have zero, zero confidence in Derek at the moment.
Well,
Oh, don't
Derek,
worry. If it moves and it's not supposed to, I can fix that with some duct tape. If it doesn't
There you
move
go.
and it's supposed
Little
to, I'll
gum,
slap some WD-40 on it.
paperclip. I'm gonna MacGyver the shit out
well, can't say we tried to help you there, but that's okay.
of it. Okay.
Glad to be here. And
Right.
Mr. Phzoul, welcome back, Mr. Sir. Who is Seth?
Thank
And
you.
hello.
Yeah, so I'm Phzoul. I'm playing Seth read. The defining moment for Seth was when he was 12. His 17-year-old sister, Claire, went missing. Since then, he has been scouring every book, online bulletin board for answers. And his mantra, which is a sticker on his laptop, is "They are lying." He is kind of like the Mulder of this of this group. And my favorite part from the first section is actually the dynamic between Derek and Drew. It's pretty humorous. So
I agree with that. And yeah, we'll just kind of jump right in. And all right, so just to kind of bring you all back up to speed of kind of where we are. This is in the 90s. It's the start of a new school year. These folks might be their last year. Graduation is kind of just around the corner, but they still have to kind of get through this. We love you, Mario. They had to get through this, this last year, and one of the one of the folks they kind of picked up, kind of a friend who has trouble integrating into social circles. His name is Mark Griffin. Seth has some connections with this fellow throughout the years, but to kind of everyone else here, he's been able to kind of slowly kind of work his way back in. Not the most talkative of not the most talkative of people, but he's slowly he had kind of slowly worked his way in. Krista kind of had a small crush on the guy, even though I don't think that surfaced or Mark kind of knew. He, enjoyed the drives with Derek on the back of Derek's moped, one of his iconic items. And, he never did ever say it, but I think Drew knew that even though, he might have felt uptight around this guy, but damn, that Audi was nice to drive in and very comfortable. So, he kind of worked his way into this group, but stuff was kind of weird. Mark didn't show up, or Derek was late. One of those, Derek's mother was having trouble, stomach problems, made Derek kind of late a little bit, family first. But kind of through all that kerfuffle, the group kind of got together, like, what are you doing, man? It's first day of school. We kind of got to get there. And through all that, short and simple, it's like, oh, let's go find the guy. And they drove out to Mark's aunt's house. Mark's parents, unfortunately, are not in the picture currently. So he lives with his Aunt Emmy. They don't live in the town of Boulder City, Nevada, where this story is taking place. But this where they live, it's on the northeastern part of Boulder City, kind of on the outskirts in the rural areas. And we start where it's an unfortunate event where our group here had found Mark, presumably passed away at the bottom of a power pole at the back of the property. His aunt being coaxed out through the shenanigans of Seth. But all of them are standing there over a weeping aunt who thinks she's kind of failed again. And this is kind of where we start with these three tonight. What would you like to do, folks?
Seth is just like, the scene in Jaws where the camera's going back. He's like looking down at Mark. I mean, this is his friend. So he's a bit kind of like, he doesn't know what to say. He's just looking around to the group, kind of clutching that book that that I found. Sorry, can you remind me the pictures? Were they in the book?
There were some
Or were they
scattered.
separate?
There were some that were scattered on his desk upstairs on the second
okay.
floor,
Okay.
but there were a few tucked in the back cover of the book as well.
So probably in that moment. So if there are some pictures kind of going out, if those pictures look like robots, so Seth is a hacker. So suddenly he just gets fixated by these pictures, and his brain is just starting to kind of try to work through this. So I'll turn it over to yeah, there we are. Yeah, so momentarily he's just kind of in his own world.
Yeah, and one of the things that you had kind of, Seth, you kind of look at this. You had rolled in the previous session to kind of figure out kind of what's going on in the images, and these things don't look. It almost looks like they were posing. Mark definitely took these photos. You know that they were in his red room back in his house. But yeah, no, it looks like in all these different photos of different setups and things like that, they were looks like they knew they were being imaged.
Can I think back, I guess, in this moment where it's just kind of, you're kind of lost in your own world and you're just starting to daydream and you're starting, and Seth is starting to think about Mark and some of the times they've been hanging out. So they're both into computers. If you recall from the first session, Seth had hacked into his computer to try and hear if he was in the room. Does anything that Mark said that might have sounded that didn't make sense at the time, that might have been sounded weird, but now makes sense?
Can you say that again?
Is there anything in the past when they were when Seth was hanging out with Mark? Is there anything that he might have said that sounded weird back then, but now makes sense? Oh, he was talking about the robots, or
Yeah, I would say
like was it
so. Like not when
okay?
not when you kind of first met him. It might have took a few years before he started opening up to you a little bit. But yeah, now that you think back, there were some times where he mentioned that he had to go, uh, he had to, his, you know, nature walks. They were always in the uh, they're always in the area of Seven Dry Falls. It's kind of like it's a desert area, total marshland due to the unfortunate events at the Hoover Dam. Governments and adults say these places are restricted. But you guys are kids, like to kind of get in trouble. Now that you're kind of thinking back, he's like, he always wanted to take these air quote nature walks to do some forbidden camera capture. So yeah, this might actually be what he was referring to.
Okay.
And the way he talked, and the way he talked to it was kind of how he talked about you folks, actually. So maybe a friendship was there too. Go ahead, Drew.
Yeah, so we could already determine. I believe the phone was out. I think it was not working. Correct.
Yes, you had tried. I think you were kind of in a panic, and you were trying to.
I was trying to call everybody. So
yeah, you were trying to dial the authorities, and it just went pop in your ears.
There's nothing working. I'm like, and so Aunt is she just there hovering over his body, or?
Yeah, it's more of she's down on her knees. She's her hands are kind of going back and forth. They go to her face. They try to go to the ground, but they're like, is this a crime scene? But she just wants to hug him, and she's very confused and kind of worked up. Derek, your arms are kind of around her from last session. You just feel her just shaking.
Derek, we gotta.
It's okay. We'll figure out what happened.
Cops. We gotta call the cops, baby.
Call the cops. What are you gonna tell them? That we can
Mark
try.
as he is. We Bill.
Fuck, he's dead.
he's dead, man. But I don't want to be called a murderer for it. Come on.
Well,
You know what happens in these movies?
how are we gonna call him? The phone's out.
Well, I know we're gonna have to like drive to the police department.
Mark, I'm
You know,
Figure out what happened.
What, the body in the back?
No, we
I'm
got to figure
so-
out what happened to him.
I'm so sorry, Mark.
And Tammy, I'm really sorry. We're gonna
What?
uh, maybe you want to come inside, get you a cup of tea or something, coffee.
Oh, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. Just gotta call.
My aunt Jack.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
My aunt Jack, sorry, Uncle Jack. He likes to drink, well, vodka. He says it's very helpful for his nerves. Do you have any vodka?
She gives you kind of like a not a distasteful look or anything like that, but it's a soft kind of side head lean of just yeah. And
And he tries to say something kind of, he's trying to think of something kind of consoling for Aunt Emmy, and he's trying to think of different things. And he remembers Mark as being gentle, right? He was very gentle. Yeah, very gentle. So because of that, he thinks of a quote because Andrew's a big James Dean fan. He even tries to look like James Dean, hair, leather coat, everything. And he says, he kind of pats her on the shoulder. He says, Mark was very gentle, and only the gentle are ever really strong. So he was amazing, and we're going to find out what happened. But we need to get a hold of the FBI, the authorities, maybe even the Marines. I don't know. But we're going to find out. Okay, so well, you sure you don't want any tea? I'll help.
she takes your hand, and if you want to escort her in the house,
He'll do that.
yeah, definitely.
Rolls his eyes and turns to Derek and is like, "Oh, you can't call the FBI. Next thing you know, we'll have white vans all over the place. You got to talk some sense into him."
Look, we gotta get her calmed down first. Getting her shit drunk's not gonna help anything when the cops show up eventually. But I mean, clearly something's up here, and that they're not gonna give a shit
All right.
about this kid.
All right. I can figure this out. I can figure out how he died.
Be my guest. Because it looks like he was placed here. It looks like whoever did this. And I'm curious, right? Am I getting like a feeling because we found last session there was the flowers and the chips and the jacket and everything. Does it feel ritualistic?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Like if you can figure out how he died, look, we got to figure this out because something's going on with this. I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, Derek, you had the one of the things that you had kind of found on one of the things you had found on Mark was his TI-89 programming.
Right, his calculator.
Yeah, and your hands, kind of while you're talking to Seth, they kind of go back in your pocket, and you remember it, and just look at it again, and it almost looked like a reach out message from Mark. Looked like something called Primal Force, kidnapped Dr. Destiny, never violent before. Maybe he's talking about these robots. They've never been good in the history or kind of since the fall of the loops. AI has kind of gone half sideways and broken. No one really kind of trusts it anymore. And most of these robots went rogue. So if he's asking for help from this, maybe he's asking for help from this note. Maybe something happened to this doc. Maybe the doctor's a lead. Who knows?
I tell you, why don't we try to find out what's going on with this Seven Dry Falls? I mean,
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
because he's saying
I
he's
mean,
seeing camera flashes and feeling sick. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but my mom was feeling sick this morning, so maybe that stuff's connected. I
really?
mean,
Well,
I don't know.
it
I
could
told her to
all
take
be
some Pepto.
connected.
She's probably fine, but if he felt sick after he took pictures of something, we really got to be careful.
Right. Could be a loop sickness.
It could be anything, but
All
he's
right.
saying that a camera flash made him feel sick, and then some of his dreams.
All right. All right. But we can't get caught by the police. We've got to
No,
leave
God
before
no.
they get here. I'm just going to take a look at Mark and see if I can figure out anything, and then we can get out of here. We can go see this doctor, or go out into the, or we can go investigate the area where Mark was.
Yeah,
But these
give
are robots, I'll say.
yeah,
I think Seven Dry Falls is the place to go.
Yeah, and that's where Claire disappeared, correct? Right?
nope, she disappeared at Cape Horn.
Oh, Cape Horn. Okay, okay. Yeah, Seven Dry Falls. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
can I make a? Sorry.
Yeah, so you folks actually have a from these clues that you've gotten, you have a kind of a few different directions. One is the, like you had said, Seven Dry Falls, or
Yeah.
you had, from your perspective where you are in kind of your teenage years, this kind of, it looks like a close relationship with this Dr. Destiny Sky too. Um, more of a, it seems like from what you've seen so far, it's been a weird relationship. So this would be just a reminder from last session as well. So we have a few different arcs.
Is that doctor someone who's known to be in town? Like, is she from around here?
Yep, she has a
Okay.
practice. She has a practice in town uh,
Okay.
called, where did I go? Primal Force.
Yeah.
Yep, not too many people. Not too many people. She's a medical doctor by trade, but most people, still. Some went to her practice, but most avoided it just due to her uh, holistic kind of ways.
Before I guess follow Doc, or sorry, Derek, and into the house to find Drew. Most of Seth's skills are around machines. Can I take a look at Mark and determine whether a machine was involved in his death? No, I mean a robot. I mean, like, was he electric? Like there's a power pole here. I don't know. It's just like, can I deduce? Can I make some kind of calculate or comprehend roll?
Yeah. You could do investigate would be my first option for you,
Okay,
or comprehend, whichever one's better.
comprehend. Yeah, I actually have a special key skill. So so comprehend. So I'm down one.
Yep.
Shoot, I forget where we're rolling. Are we rolling in Discord?
Wherever you'd like. If you have physical dice, you can use those, or you can roll in Discord.
I'll roll in Discord. Um, one success.
Yeah, that's all you need. Okay, so can you say your question again?
I want to know uh, I guess, given Seth's skill with machines, is there anything obvious that would link his death to a machine or a technic or piece of technology?
You have a good kind of look around. You see Drew is probably about 3/4 of the way back to the house. Aunt Amy, you still kind of hear her cries, almost like a soft echo now. Um, and you go back to where Derek is laying, and you just kind of look at the parts that kind of weren't disturbed. And besides it almost looking very naturalist, the way kind of stuff has been set up with all the different flower heads and different colored rock chips and things like that. Uh, Mechanical wise, you don't see anything, but your eyes are drawn to some of the footsteps that were in some parts of the ground. They're flat, completely flat.
Okay. Yeah.
Not
All right.
not safety boots, not shoes,
Yes.
and yeah. So there's only
Robot.
robots. Seth, it goes off in your brain.
Yeah. All right. I'll run to catch up with the others.
Derek, what were
I'm
you
gonna
doing?
I'm gonna just take one of those flowers. I'm gonna kneel and take one of those flowers with me and shove it in my laptop case.
Okay,
Be
sounds
careful with
good.
those flowers.
What do you,
It's all right, Andy. I mean, just it's we'll get this worked out, guys. What we're gonna do here?
what?
He's like,
What did you say? What?
I was just saying that we're gonna make sure that this gets worked out. We're gonna find out what happened here. We're absolutely gonna do that.
Oh, you
Right.
Call the
oh,
cops. Now it's
oh,
figured
oh,
out.
oh, you have to call. Oh, no, you have to call uh, Dr. Sky. She knew Mark so well. She needs to know. Please, Doctor. I
Well,
don't know her fucking number.
and Emmy, I hate doctors. Sky's not gonna be able to do a whole lot.
Why? She took care of Mark.
Mark's dead.
Mentally, I know, but
Well, we
he
could
had to do
try.
something.
We could try. We can possibly try to stop by Dr. Sky's where they're at and on the way to the police, right? Right, Derek? Right, Seth?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And she's all worked up. You can tell that, it's a little bit of booze, a little bit of the over emotional kind of regulate, just the emotions that are happening right now. And she's going in to her coffee table, opening up the drawers, scouring through for her phone book. Just getting, this place is a mess, and she's just trying. She's just you three are just kind of standing there, and she just like so frustrated.
One of Drew's abilities is he can empathize.
Yes.
And so I think that's what he's going to try to do is just sort of empathize as much as he can with her to help calm her down.
All right, sure.
And
Give me, yeah. So add your mind and your empathize and roll that. And remember that each condition you have is one less dice.
yeah,
Your rolls.
right now don't have any conditions, but that's probably going to change.
Just a reminder.
So might
Lucky.
Lucky you.
right now, yeah. I got 7 dice.
Not too shabby.
7.
And I have 2 successes.
Damn.
This is nice. Yeah, no, through her kind of scouring through the house looking just for something as simple as a phone number is beyond her right now. But you are able to kind of go in and
I'll just try to
calm her down.
let her know that everything's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Just give her a kind of as much of as a calm demeanor as possible, just to try to calm her as much as you can, So,
yeah,
and then tell her we'll be back.
Yeah, she actually goes in this calming down. She actually goes and lays down on the couch, and she actually falls asleep.
There's no bottle of liquor there, is there? She had that with her, or
It's a couple empties on the floor by the couch.
If he finds any, he's gonna look around for any other ones that are literally lying around, and he's gonna take them out back and throw them out. He doesn't want her to, drink herself into oblivion. So, yeah. So, yeah. Once she does it, she falls asleep. He turns around. All right, what are we gonna do? Where are we going?
It's just not the number for the doctor. I mean, the note said that they took him.
See?
The note on the calculator said that somebody kidnapped the doctor, so clearly calling the doctor is not going to work. If she's set, I don't know. Do we call the cops now and then just leave?
We can't be here when the cops arrive.
I can't.
No,
We'll
we
be tied up
can't.
for days.
So what if we
We
just
gotta
call
find
them and
these.
then leave?
Well, Derek,
Yeah.
as you're standing there, you two folks, your back's kind of turned to the front of the house. There's a little kind of where the kind of front curtains cover the front picture window. Derek, you see, she's on a main rural road. I have trouble with that word. You see that there's a car going by, but it's going really slowly. But it's like it's all over the road. It's
Is it a
swerving.
white van?
No,
That's right. No.
not a white van.
Please
No,
no.
not yet.
He would like literally run and like plaster himself against the window to watch it as they're going by.
I'm gonna have to put a white van in, ain't I?
If I glue myself to the window, I'm definitely gonna go take a look.
He's gonna will himself. One man. But so what kind of a car is this, or is it? Do we recognize this car? Or...
Yeah, it's a oh well, old of today, new of that day, Toyota Corolla, and it's going up the road and very slowly. Like I said, it's kind of in one lane going back to the other, but it goes off. It actually, very slowly, like 10 to 20 kilometers an hour, and it just veers off to the left on the other side, and it just uh, levels itself out and goes in the ditch. Actually, just past the
Stripes.
property. Just
Goes in
past
the
the
ditch.
property.
Look, I'm gonna go find out what the hell's going on with that. If you want to call
We
the
don't have
cops,
time.
give me the keys then, okay? Give me the keys. I'll get
Oh
the Audi.
hell no! Not never. Oh.
Look, whatever took the doctor is probably why things are going sideways.
Yeah, but
Whatever took the doctor, the robots took the doctor. It's the robots.
Then let's find the robots.
Christ,
Look, if
What
they're
about the
making
car?
fine, Derek. Let's go. Let's go.
let's just make sure nobody's hurt and then we'll leave, okay? We can't just keep
Fine,
leaving
fine.
a wake of
We'll
dead
do that.
bodies.
We'll do that. Okay, he's a complete nervous wreck, but he's following you with this. And yeah. So
Yeah. Well,
So,
so Derek can lead, and we'll tuck in behind him.
yeah.
I'll start walking over to the car, and I'm wondering if I would need to roll for this, but can I, as I'm approaching, because of my motorhead background, try to see if there's anything weird about like the tire treads or anything about the car?
Yeah,
Like
sure.
swerving that slow and then into the ditch seems like usually people swerve fast into ditches.
Yeah, you can be a calculate if you'd like.
Calculate. All right, let's see. What's my calculate? It's 5 minus 2, so 3. No successes.
Yeah, no, nothing. You don't see anything strange. Just that the car just was driven into the ditch.
Careful, it could be an ambush.
Yeah, but you Seth, cool it, chill. You don't see any blood, do you? You
I'm
didn't
gonna
hit
walk
anything
up to the
hard.
pass. I'm walking up to the driver's side and like knocking on the glass.
You see.
Hello.
Yeah, you see a middle-aged lady in the front seat, dressed in a pantsuit. Looked like she was going to an office job, and her looks like she's laying on the steering wheel like this.
Jesus.
Ma'am, are
Looks
you okay? Hello? Oh,
Uh,
knock on the glass.
She's having nappy time, Derek.
yeah, no,
Ed?
it looks like she's sleeping.
Nappy time behind the wheel of a car.
Is there any bottles in the car that are like open?
No.
Not everyone's an alcoholic.
There's one of the ashtray is just filled. There's a cigarette that's laying there and it's still lit. But the ash is like, that long. Looks like she hasn't picked it up in a while.
You haven't met my stepmother, Ophelia. She does this often, where she's napping. Well,
Does she have a nap behind the wheel of the car?
no, I don't know. Maybe. Oh,
I'm
I
gonna.
can look at her. Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to open the door and like check for a pulse or something because
Careful.
Yeah, you open the door, you hear
Weird.
I told you.
snoring away.
okay, you're right. It's nappy time, Drew. Okay, but why would she have nappy time while driving a car? Everyone knows you drive cars for the adrenaline. No one drives a car that slow. You drive a car to go fast.
No.
The radio's a little
Who is it?
staticky.
Who is it? Can you see her face?
Do we recognize her?
No,
Yeah, that's gonna be my question.
No.
don't know her. No.
Maybe we should take her keys away so she doesn't go try and drive again.
Did you say the radio is making a weird noise?
Yeah, she has it turned down really low, but it's the radio is a there's something there. That doesn't sound like a radio station or anything like that. It just sounds strange.
Have comprehend
tinker
as a
roll?
skill.
You want to comprehend? I want to tinker.
I don't know. I'm asking Ryan. Is that something I might be able to use for this?
Depends what you want to do.
Try to understand what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Make some sense out of it.
Yeah, sure. You can roll comprehend if you'd like.
Can I roll that as well?
Yep. Derek,
Does it sound?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm thinking does it sound like an old modem or something? Like, is it a weird signal?
No, not anything like that. Derek, you're more of
Okay.
the mechanical guy here.
Yeah.
You just got to you just got to turn up the volume.
I'm gonna let them poke around in it first, and I'll turn up the volume.
That's hilarious.
All right.
Let them have their fun first.
I was just gonna do that.
One success, Ryan. So I don't know.
I got none. Yeah.
Okay. We'll save that success, Drew, until Derek. He's in there poking and prodding around, but nothing happens until he actually cranks the volume a little bit. And it's a woman's voice on the airwaves, but it's very staticky and it's coming in and out. Coming back, it's happening. It's and you hear the sound of mechanical parts moving, almost like gears and cogs, and if it was in this huge kind of massive metal machine. But you also hear the sound of like organic parts like moving in, and just it's like it was too big to control. Why did we do this? The experiment. And at the end, you just hear this big wail of just like a baby scream. Then it goes back to static.
Can I? I want to try. I don't want to go the whole game without using this skill. Can I use a tinker to find out this is like an intercepted transmission or just playing over the regular radio station?
Yes, you can.
All right. No successes out of 6 dice.
You can push a roll if you'd like, but you take a condition.
If I fail, correct?
Yeah.
You know what? Why not? Right? It's a one shot. And it's 2 successes. Haha.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Can you tell me again what you want to know?
I'm going to try to like play with the tuner dial and kind of just see if the radio's broadcasting over regular station or if this was broadcast to this vehicle with intent, if possible.
Okay. All right. So you are the mechanically inclined. So
Yes.
Yes, from one success, it goes to basic kind of troubleshooting first. You turn the frequency dial all the way to most of Boulder City's radio stations are in the lower radio bands, but you go up to you go all the way to the edge where no one kind of broadcasts, and you're in there, and you think you can hear hear various garbled transmissions, voices over voices, noise, mechanical noise over mechanical noise, that shrill kind of baby scream. You're like it's all garbled if it was all kind of one massive transmission. But you wanted to see if it was singularly transmitted.
Yeah.
You know that this sounds like it's coming in on a car radio. It's definitely not intended because it's on these range of high end frequencies. That seems to be like a global kind of signal.
Okay. Guys, I feel like this signal it's broadcast from somewhere and I'll demonstrate how playing with the higher frequencies you can hear
Turn
the
it too loud.
garbiness.
It might put us to sleep.
Yeah, I'll make sure the volume doesn't get as loud as we
don't
just had
don't
it.
do that.
Well, and Derek with the second success, you remember back to
Here we go.
Yeah, just how your mother was kind of feeling this morning that the radio had kind of fritzed out at the same time, or she had kind of she had said something in passing that you kind of you when you were tuning in, you hear her, you hear your mother talking about how she feels bad.
What?
Then the voice goes back to static.
Guys, I think the radio is making people sick.
I mean, tell you what it's doing with me. It's freaking me out. That's what it's doing with me. We gotta get out of here.
Did any of you take that book, your primal inner force? Any of you take that book?
Seth has it.
Yeah, I have it. Yep. I have it right here. I'll get it out of the backpack and hold it up.
I'm going to start thumbing through it because wasn't there something in there about ridding yourself of a virus?
Check the index.
I'll start thumbing through the book.
That's gonna take a bit. So while you're doing that, Drew and Seth, what are you doing?
Derek, you could do that in the back seat of the car. I'm driving. We got to get out of here.
You drive like an old lady. Give me the keys. I can read and drive at the same time.
No, you want to read? Read. Fine, read. I'll drive. Seth, come on, let's go.
Fine.
Actually, sorry. Seth, you had a success on comprehend, didn't you?
Earlier, around Mark's body, not the recent one. No.
Or was that?
Yeah,
Drew?
I had the success there.
Yeah, Baz had the success. Yeah.
Okay, so Drew, as you're talking to Seth, and you've been around these two, including Krista. You've been around these folks for a while. Even though Seth has gone on about conspiracy theories, your brain just kind of latches on every once in a while to something he says. And what happened what Derek had kind of blasted turn up the volume enough for you to hear, and you did hear. I don't know if Derek would, or sorry, I don't know if Drew would admit it, but you did hear Derek's mom's voice there, and you remember something Seth said about Drew, everyone dreaming the same dream, everyone being awake, and all this kind of stuff. Something clicks in your brain with your kind of success of comprehending of what's happening. It's like something's. Oh, Derek said there's this transmission, and it's making people fall asleep like this lady and Derek's mom. Maybe that was an earlier symptom that happened there, and maybe she's on her way too, and they're all having the same dream. But why? Maybe Mark was onto something, investigating. Maybe it was these robots, AI, dream states. And you hear Seth's voice in your head, you hear Derek's voice in your head, and everything's just like whoop, hit you like a rock in the face.
Dreams. They're having dreams. Seth, they're dreaming things. They're coming. They're all dreaming the same thing.
It's mind control. That's what it is. It's the government.
How?
Whatever it is, I don't know. They're well, I don't know what to do. What are we gonna?
We got to find those robots. We got to find the doctor.
Wait, okay, where was the doctor last seen?
Well, didn't it say she's kidnapped? I'll turn to Derek.
The note said something about following the totem clan to Seven Dry Marsh.
I think that's where we have to go.
And
You know where Seven Dry Marsh is, Derek?
It's near the loop, so I don't know. It's
Yeah.
Near the loop.
I do.
yeah,
Can't go
gotta be
near the
careful.
loop. It makes me sick.
We gotta go.
Well, fine. Then I'll
You know-
drive, and you can sit in the back and get car sick.
Shit. I don't care. Fine, you can drive. At least you'll get us out of here quickly. Let's go. And he literally
will
throws you
grab
the
those
keys.
keys.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
As soon as those keys are even in sight, I'm just gonna grab them immediately.
Run.
Nice. All right. So, it's not that far. It's a little it's a little bit of a drive. It takes about half an hour. It's kind of where you guys are. You're on the rural outskirts of Boulder City, kind of the northeast. So Seven Dry Falls is a little bit to the northwest, and it's a restricted zone just due to the pollution of kind of what happened when the Hoover Dam incident. So it will take you about 30 to 45 minutes, usually, just depending on traffic to get there. The drive will be semi kind of butter. The drive will be kind of semi, uneventful. But you all like Derek, you can't drive as fast as you usually do, or you might start out and try, but more cars, man.
Oh,
More cars
I'm-
off the road, to the left, to
I'm
the right.
definitely gonna try.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Wait, there's other cars off the road everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Drew's looking at the people. Slow down, Derek. Are they sleeping? Are they sleeping?
Sweet merciful crap! It's everywhere. It's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
shit.
like,
Oh, God.
well,
Oh, God.
some cars are off to the side of the road. People are on the outside. They're sitting down beside their doors, their heads between their legs. Few of them, you see, they're holding onto their stomachs, and a couple car accidents where they've kind of driven into telephone poles and things like that. It's
Wow.
people walking
I
like
am-
zombies out in the field as you're kind of driving by, just kind of like walking all dazed and confused.
Yeah.
I am making it a point to turn off our radio.
Good point.
Well, yeah. If you hadn't, Derek or Drew was going to do it. And Derek, you see all this? You see all this
Yeah,
we're looking at?
Yeah,
That means don't hit any of it. All right, just go around slow.
I'll roll my eyes, and I'm going a little faster than I'm sure Drew would be comfortable with. Slow enough that I can still make it through the people, but it's like one of those last second turns at any given time.
He
Nice.
yelps each time he does it. Oh,
Um,
oh shit. No.
I do wonder, is it getting worse as we get closer to Seven Dry Marsh?
It's more pronounced closer to town.
Okay.
It does wane out because you are kind of driving in. It's a desert once you're outside the city. So yeah, no, it gets less accidenty, less people.
You said it
Mostly
was
people.
near the loop. Is this where this is all taking
Yeah.
place? Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Seven Dry Marsh is near the loop.
Here, I'll share. Let me put this up because it'll give everyone in the viewers a nice kind of view of everything here. Go to the handout
Views are good.
scene. So just to kind of put it in perspective where we kind of all are. Boulder City is in the kind of bottom left-hand corner. Mark's house was, like I said, off to the northeast. Now there's a huge national park. You all know where the Primal Henaway Park. It's a huge kind of forest. People go there to jog, have fun. It's more nature, which definitely pinpoints where Primal Force Therapy Center is, and north of that is where Seven Dry Falls would be. It's kind of
are we able to drive there, or do we have to walk?
You could definitely drive there, but it's one of those
Okay.
situations where you're driving on a desert highway, then all of a sudden you have to take veer off to the left to go on one of those real kind of bumpy desert roads.
Road. Or no road.
Or no road, yeah. And Cape Horn is over here on the right.
Okay.
For your
So-
sister and your stuff, Seth.
Are there any people on the road at this moment as we're driving? Like, I rolled, as you may know, the happy sad die told me to try something.
Sure. Yeah, there's a
If
few
it-
people.
I want to flash the high beams at them like a camera flash.
Okay.
and see if they respond at all.
Okay. We'll say it's a car that's kind of driving toward you a little bit.
Sure.
Not as swervy as the others have been, but looks distracted. Like there's no cell phones back in this day, but looking up, kind of just like mouth drawn, and
Don't
toward the
want to draw
car.
attention to ourselves. If somebody's not affected, that means they might be in on it.
Well, should we act
Just
like
humor
them?
me for something, will you? I'm thinking back to a note that Mark left in his calculator.
Could you remind me what it said?
They saw the cameras flash, and then he felt sick.
Okay. Okay. So you do a couple high beam flashes. Like it is getting,
Let's go real quick.
yeah. You get their attention there a little bit, but they're like, you just feel him kind of grab his chest. And I'm driving by, and he just kind of waves, but he gives a second look, like, because you're all kids, right? Looking back, see you drive out of
I'm
town,
17. I'm not a kid. I can almost vote.
face full of acne.
Of course.
Just kidding. Yeah. So it looks like it kind of kicked him out of a stupor a little bit, but
Okay.
looks like something else something else happened.
See, something's up here, guys. Like, look, I understand it. Flashing the high beams at him's one thing to like get his attention, but you saw him. But I would have looked closer. But Drew wants me to watch the road.
If you want to look at something closer, stop the car, get out and look at it.
He's that way, and I'll point in the direction the guy was driving. Like, do you want me to get behind him?
No, look at somebody else. You can look at somebody else.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Next car we see, you watch for them. I want to see what happens. We do that again.
I'll watch.
All right. Now, next car that comes up, I'll hit him with the high beams again. Like,
All right, another one drives by, and it's a white van.
Shit.
No, I don't watch. I duck down into the back seat onto the floor. Christ, it's a white van. So I'm going down onto the
Ryan
floor.
not letting having us anything there. He's like, oh no, you guys thought you had a clue? No.
Drew's freaking out in general, so he's actually believing anything now. So he actually ducks down right with Seth. He ducks down behind the seat.
You do that. It's kind of hard to see in the van because the windows are semi tinted. You definitely see someone in the driver's
Forward.
seat. But the van veers a little bit toward your direction and kind of like takes his side of the van, or his driver's side of the van, and scrapes alongside your side of the van, and the mirror
gonna kill me.
and the mirror just goes and falls down to the ground. You see him kind of drive away. The window goes down with a middle finger up in the air.
Is Drew
We're
riding
under
shotgun
attack.
or is he in the back seat?
Drew heard the snap of the driver side mirror getting completely snapped off the vehicle, and he's got his face buried in his hands, and you think you hear a little bit of sobbing.
I'm gonna reach down and kind of like pat him on the head, like one hand still drive, one hand still on the wheel, one hand on the back on Drew's head. It's okay, buddy. I can buff that right out.
Did he hit us
There you
on
go.
purpose?
Little duct tape it. Yeah, he definitely hit us on purpose.
Just get us out of
definitely.
here.
I knew it.
We're all gonna die.
We got to
Keep
get to this
talking like
place.
that. I'll kill you myself, Drew.
Fine. Let's go. Come on. He
I'm
kind of
going.
puts his chest up, tries to look a little bit more, a little stronger, and his leather coat flips up the collar. Come on, let's go.
All right, so you folks finally get to the border of where this designation of Seven Dry Falls exists. You know that the loop accident happened years ago. When it happened, it was a thing. Like Drew and Seth, the FBI were here, the corporations were here, the press was here. Fences were erected, barbed wire to keep people out. You see signs that says, danger, do not enter, chemicals, blah blah blah. But like I said, it's been years. The barbed wire fence still exists, but what is typically used to be a desert is now a contaminated marshland.
Mm.
At least that's what the media kind of portrayed it as. Most people, especially the adults, they don't come up here because they were told not to go to Seven Dry Falls because it's restricted. But
My dad used to talk about this place.
yeah, so as you folks kind of drive up, it's kind of like that same, it almost feels like it's from the movies. You have that military kind of toll booth where you have everything's aged. You have that kind of arm that comes down to stop cars, but everything's dust covered. There's a smell of almost like that blood copper smell in the air as you kind of get closer, and a derelict, empty toll booth.
Hey, Drew, hold on to your. Close your eyes for a second, will you?
He's picking through his pocket, pulls out a couple pieces of coins. He's counting.
I'm flooring it as he's counting.
Oh, jeez.
Oh wow, flooring it right on through. Excellent. All right, let's see what happens to Drew's. Let's see what happens to Drew's car. I'm gonna get you to roll this as you say you're gonna step on it here. So give me a
Unrecognizable.
I'll fix it up. Don't worry.
Right.
Yeah, you can it's one of those no roads, like a road but a no road. So
Yeah.
if you want to try to keep the car on the road, you could do a body and force on the steering wheel, or you can do a calculate to see if you can kind of, I'll go over this bump. We'll make sure I don't hit that one, but I unfortunately have to hit this one to stay on the road.
Well, either way, it's a 3 dice pool, so we'll see what happens, I guess.
No.
And that is a success.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I had
Nice.
no successes in episode 1. Now I've gotten 3 already.
Nice.
The dice are all in here. All right, so yeah, no, you plow through, and eventually it gets so kind of the road, no road goes away, and you stop. And the dust kind of just flies up, and you see little earth patches here and there, and this picture, like it's a marshland in here, just due to the loop explosion and the Hoover Dam kind of going away. Like brackish water everywhere. If there was no land here, it almost looked like a huge like the Great Lakes in North America. Like it is.
It stinks around here.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you
Drew
mean?
just kind of, it looks literally, I can imagine you stop the car and he's kind of in a little bit of a daze at the moment, and he climbs out of the car.
You all right,
Stops
Drew?
the car, like fiddle with the mirror on the outside. Like, see, this will
Well,
come
it's
right
hanging
back
off
on.
on the edge with him hanging by a cord, right?
It's fine. It's fine.
He doesn't even look at the car anymore. He's just kind of like, he's accepted and like the stages of dying and death. Yes, he's accepted the death portion of his car now.
That's right.
And he's now just kind of looking around, trying to see where they're at and what they're looking for. Trying to see find anything that looks where they should be going with this.
Yeah. So I want to show you. I think this one would be a good one to show, just to kind of give you a visual kind of description of kind of where you are. So
Oh,
if you
wow.
can see that,
Oh my!
yeah. So it's not blood red like this. This is just kind of an example. Just picture. You see that there's these structures, and it's deserts. Everything's kind of flat. Like the mountains aren't really in this general vicinity. So you see patches of like little islands for as far as the eye can see. Derelict equipment that might have been used for some loop experiment at the time. The water itself is really kind of like brackish brown and maybe little spots of black because of oil, but there is this forbidden drinky, yes. but there's this kind of smell of copper, blood,
Is
copper
there
smell in the air. But besides these, some of the, I don't want to say wildlife, but uh, the plant life, long long extensions of grass have abnormally grown tall in some areas. Some almost look like it, if there was an island there, it would be completely surrounded and you wouldn't know what was on it just because stuff has just grown so much. Uh, this is the environment that you are currently in. And if you'd like to get some kind of like, where the hell, that would be a roll.
well, first for Drew, number one, he's in shock over the whole everything. Two, the smell. I'm assuming that he's probably on the verge of puking. So I'm guessing like a body roll, or what would you roll for something like that?
Yeah, it would be a body roll, body with, and you're just trying to kind of keep,
I'm gonna
your,
keep myself from yakking all over the place.
okay, yep, that would be, you're trying to keep it down. So body plus force probably would be the best.
Yeah, I don't have any force, so it's just body. That's
You
4
know, Drew, I
dice.
can fix your car, but I'm not going to clean it for you.
Well, he's out of the car right now, and he completely fails, and he's he goes in front of the car, and he's holding onto the bumper. He's letting it all fly. So yeah.
Seth will backpedal away, be like, Drew's sick. The radio got him.
What's
I'm
Seth?
gonna-
What
It's
what
not
is
the radio. It stinks.
what is Seth
Oh,
doing?
toughen up, Buttercup.
Well, Seth was well, his idea is these robots, given the kind of they look they have the robots, but they look very primitive.
Yep.
He's thinking that they might have just like animal trails, there might be robot trails. So he
Yeah.
was going to start looking around for the flat kind of footsteps that he saw around Mark's body.
Sure. Give me investigate for this one, please.
Investigate. Ooh, okay. All right. So, come on, give me a success. One success. Look at that.
Cool.
Nice.
One is all you need, and it almost hits you. You hear Drew in the back. Derek kind of just playing with the mirror. But you get out, Seth. The white van's gone. You take a walk around. You look, and there's some tracks, and one of those islands that I had kind of described, where I think the word is reeds, kind of growing
Yeah.
up. You think you see almost for a second, but you think you saw, like, if someone were to kind of put their hands in and move them a little bit,
Oh, okay.
like you looked over and you just see the top of like 4 or 5 of them just like furl.
Not behind the car. Back against the car. There's something out there.
There's what? He's wiping crap off his face. What's out there? What?
I don't know. I'm gonna crawl to the edge of the car and peek around and see if I can over there by those in those reeds.
Does it look like we could drive the car there, or do you think?
No.
Is
Okay.
this all like is the car sitting in like a foot of this brackish
No. It's
water
it's
or
it,
whatever?
it's where the no road ends. It's kind of like this
Okay.
small kind of
Okay.
circular outcrop.
That's helpful. So yeah, he's going to look in the same spot that Seth just pointed you to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now,
there.
like now that Seth has kind of pointed it out in that general direction, you do notice that if if someone tramples through grass, you see where someone trampled through. So if someone's looking through a spot, you kind of see, yeah, that kind of looks unnatural over there. Like if someone was like peek back kind of thing. But as you look around, Drew, The only way you see to actually get there in any kind of way is get knee deep in muck.
Okay. Here, everybody. He pulls out a small little bottle of hand sanitizer and hands it to Seth.
More than hand sanitizer. Derek, pop the trunk, grab the tire iron.
Oh, I will do that. And I'm curious, and I don't know if there's like a role for this. Is there a flashlight back there by any chance, like an emergency roadside kit, or was
Absolutely, he would have
Drew?
a full
AAA
kit.
guy.
Guaranteed, Drew would have every full kit, the whole jumper, cables, flashlight.
The way Baz
flares,
playing Drew,
cones, and
there's like 20 first aid kits, a flashlight.
Absolutely.
A tanker of
MRE.
hand sanitizer just in case.
Yes,
And it's like drown a baby in size bottle. I'll take I'm grabbing the flashlight and the tire iron, I guess. Cause I'm good with tools. That's what I'll tell Drew. I'm like, oh, don't worry, I'm great with tools here. I got this. You see, I'll kind of tap the side of the car with the tire iron. See, it's totally fine. The car is going to be fixed.
You realize you have killed me. You've murdered me. I am dead.
Look, save it for the school's production of Macbeth, okay?
No. My dad's going to be the DA, the district attorney for Boulder City. He will kill me.
Look, here's
the thing. Sick, Drew. Just blame it on the radio.
What your dad doesn't know won't hurt him, okay? Does he know the car is completely fucked right now?
And Seth is...
Drew, no.
Drew hears what you said, Seth. He's like, you have a point.
Wait a minute. Are those jumper cables? Pop the hood.
Yeah. Jumper cables. Yeah, here you go. Okay, what are we popping the hood for?
I was saying, what are we popping the hood for, Seth? Look, buddy, get freaky on your own time.
This will be our fallback position. This is the fort. If we get overrun, we fall back here. I'll attach the jumper cables to the battery and just leave them hanging out and then put the wood down. And then if the robots are on us, someone grabs the jumper cables and zaps them.
That's not a stupid idea, Seth. That's really good. I like that. Let's do that.
Okay. We'll just set up. It's really easy.
You do that. I'll hit him with the tire iron and give him the old blinky blinky.
Okay.
And I'll
well, we have to lure them back here. I only got 3 feet of jumper cable, but this will be the fallback position. Just remember, you got to touch them with both. All right.
So I guess we should. Hand on Drew's shoulder. This car will be our last stand.
So
he just stares at you with a blank stare of like, I'm dead. Yeah. So go ahead.
Right. As you folks are talking, and when there's a lull in the conversation, kind of in that same kind of land spit area where it is, you hear a
you hear some doves,
and you see a bird. It goes like it goes vertical. Goes up about 10, 12 feet in the air. You hear, and it just goes back down.
That's odd.
Seth, what is that?
I'm no ophthalmologist or whatever they're called, but I don't think birds do that.
Ophthalmologist?
Yeah, the guys who study birds. What, do you pay attention in school or something?
Yeah, I do. Oh my god.
Fine.
So he's going to look at this a little more close.
I'm not an optometrist. Is that better? Get the word right? I'm not an optometrist, Drew.
Yeah, that's the right word. You're absolutely right. We'll get back to you on that one.
I've never seen a bird do that.
Yeah, look closely at this bird, and is this robotic or something of that nature?
It was, it is a good probably 30 to 50 paces away through the muck.
Oh, okay, it's that far away. Okay.
Yeah, it like when you see it go up in the air, like it was just like
okay.
Wings weren't flapping or anything.
Oh my god.
Shall we do you want to find out what's going on with the birds and
Do you
be
think
an
we should shock it?
optometrist, or do you want to go to where Seth saw somebody in the reeds?
The reeds start moving. Then they stop.
See that? Over there. And let's go. Start
Wait,
running
Scoop a
towards it.
handful of the muck.
Wait, Seth, where you go?
Ready it.
Shit. And he follows behind.
Okay. And so, as you first kind of go into this muck, and are you going at a decent speed or are you taking your time?
I'm running.
Okay.
Slosh.
Yeah,
Until the mud slows me down, I guess.
I'll be going slower than Seth, but faster than Drew.
All right. I need all of you to roll me a force plus. One second here. Work mice work. Give me a body plus move. And if you fail this, you're going to take exhausted if you haven't already taken it as a condition.
Body.
Damn
Body
it.
plus.
Well, I'm exhausted now.
I'm exhausted as well.
I think I'm probably going to be.
I'm only one condition away from broken. This is wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm exhausted too. So yeah.
Okay. If you have any conditions left and you'd like to push your way through that, you take an.
No.
Okay. All right. So all of you know what you have in terms of conditions for role play cues and physically how you're kind of feeling right now, and that's represented the way in the dice. But I do want to remind you, in this system, there is the iconic item that if you can use it in any situation, it gives you +2 dice without any kind of takeaways to add to any kind of roll that makes common sense. But there's another mechanism where you can do once per scenario, working on your, one of your character things that we've kind of developed earlier on, passion or the dark side of yourself. That if you could tell me how that kind of, if it is a trauma, it's a trauma that kind of mentally you push through that, which kind of gives you an adrenaline rush or something where you can pass. It basically gives you one success automatically based on if you can bring something from your background to the situation in any kind of role, really.
So we will make it, even though we're exhausted. We'll make it to the other
Oh,
side.
yeah.
But okay.
Just to kind of the description for yourselves and those in the audience who are. It's a way that if you fail, you can still, dig deep down inside and have success without taking a condition.
Yeah. Well, Seth's drive is to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. So he'll make it to the other side.
Yeah. If you want to use that makes total common sense, and you don't take a condition because you're
okay.
just
I think I will because the 2 conditions will be pretty brutal. So
yeah, and it makes sense.
We'll use it.
Like the answer for you is you think it's just right there in front of you, and you just saw more that looks like evidence.
Drew's iconic item is literally a certified comb that was used by James Dean. He keeps it in his pocket. But I don't think he's going to use it for this. He's only got one condition right now. I figure I'll wait for a more impromptu moment.
I'm taking the condition because my key item and my drive don't work for this.
All right, no problem.
I don't think my moped's going to get us through the muck. Nor do I think we have my moped with us.
Oh, we could say you threw it in the trunk of the.
It's all good. It's all good.
All good. All right, cool.
Yeah,
all right.
I'll take the condition. I'd rather keep it thematically on brand than have a Deus Ex Machina, a Deus Ex moped again.
No problem.
Drew falls into the muck. I mean, well, he doesn't fall face first. He trips through a little bit and he goes down on one knee. And of course, now his pants are all full of this watery, muddy, disgusting stuff. And he literally has swamp ass, quite literally. So yeah, he's just miserable look on his face. He just gets up and trudges for Wait up, Seth.
Drew, this is why you need coveralls, man. I mean, underneath this, I'm totally clean.
I lost the sneaker. Damn it.
Don't I'll make you a new one.
Okay.
You think he's crying a little bit as you guys keep moving forward.
Yeah, Drew's getting a little bit left behind. He's trying to trudge his way through. Seth and
Yep.
Derek, you're a little bit more kind of body taught than him a little bit, but he starts to break down. But Seth, you're kind of the first one to break through, and you go through the reeds and you see there's a couple dead bird carcasses in the middle of this little piece of land that's kind of been cleared out. There's a little
Gross.
there's a little kind of there's a ramshackle shack on the left hand side, dressed in kind of that same stuff you saw back at Mark's body. Very colorful graffiti, kind of paintings, animals, little bones everywhere.
Was this shack in any of Seth's pictures?
One of them, you think so? Yeah. One of
Yeah. Okay. All right.
like there's hundreds of photographs. You
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it fits the style, but
Yeah.
continuing your success for the investigation role earlier, most of the graffiti is of nature, of natural, of animals, but you do notice that like it's not many, but there's one part of it where it shows animals kind of put together with parts of robots and machines and things like that. It actually looks really it doesn't match it doesn't match the artistic style of the happy go the happy stuff.
Well, you guys got to see this.
So then eventually, Derek, you kind of get through like, quit being a baby, Drew, and then you guys just kind of go through and kind of the same description for you folks. A couple dead birds in the middle. There's cans of food cans of empty food everywhere. Old robot parts. Almost looks like a trash heap a little bit.
What a dump. Was this a landfill?
Looks like it.
One of them lives here. One of the robots.
I wonder if it's that guy. What was his name? The shaman.
Where are the jumper cables?
Back the
Drew,
car.
how long do you think jumper cables are?
I don't know. I thought Seth was carrying them.
We've got a tire
Drew,
iron.
remind me to teach you about cars when this is all over.
Oh, that is what AAA is for. Okay, AAA.
Check inside.
Okay, fine. Let's go inside. Please, inside.
Who goes inside?
Derek, you've got the tire iron. You go first.
All right. I mean, I'll walk in.
Okay, you walk in, and in the corner,
I'm
pretty much how
turn the flashlight on so I can see too.
Yeah, basically, this picture I'm showing is set in the outside, but pretty much the same kind of pose, Derek, when you're kind of going and flash the light in this shack off in the corner. Looks like it's holding another live bird, maybe. It'd be here, cluck cluck cluck, like chicken clucks, and a fur skin pelt of, I think it's a warthog or some kind of pig.
Pheasant is what he's holding, but
yep.
So it looks like a pheasant. But
yeah, exactly what this guy would be and look like. And you see his green eyes just kind of, what do you want?
Are you the shaman?
Don't hurt me.
What?
I'll have like one hand on the tire and one hand on the flashlight. Are you the shaman?
How do you know the shaman?
Look, who are you?
Are you putting everybody to sleep? Everybody's falling asleep.
No, that's not.
Mark.
That's not me. Not the shaman.
Who are you then?
Wrong group.
Aren't you the?
I'm Hugh.
Aren't you the Are you part of the Totem Clan?
His eyes blink again. Zzz, zzz, and you hear that mechanical kind of sound. I could be. You could be.
No, we're not.
I'm gonna hold up the light and blink it blink it twice at him.
His eye does the same thing. Zzz, zzz.
You know Mark?
Yes.
He stands right up. Mark, our friend.
Did you kill Mark?
Mark's
No.
dead.
Mark's dead?
We not kill Mark. The
Who
others
did?
did. The others did.
The others who?
Who left this? I'll dig the flower out of my backpack.
You disgraced Mark's grave. We put that there. Mark, our friend.
So you knew he was dead? Who killed him?
The others who believe in the dream.
What's the dream?
Dream.
Life.
Life is a dream? This isn't a music festival.
I do not understand what you talk about, meat sack.
Are you? Is
You just
the
called me a
dream
meat
to
sack.
be? Is the dream? Is he kind of looks? Drew's kind of suddenly picking up on something. Is the dream for you to be alive?
For me to have Hugh number 2. Maybe Hugh 3.
Look, Hugh. And I'm gonna be walking like I'll still have the tire iron in hand and like the flashlight, but I'm gonna kind of try to hold them in an inoffensive way. Hugh, if you can help us, I can help you build Hugh 2. I won't hurt you, buddy. It's all good. I can help you build Hugh 2 if you can help us find out who killed Mark.
We know who killed Mark. It was the others. The other ones like me.
Why'd they kill him?
The Vagabond clan.
Vagabond.
Why'd they kill him?
They don't believe in the doctor anymore.
Doctor?
For life. The creation of life.
She's been kidnapped.
Yes, she has been. But we don't want to be. Hugh and others do not want to be known. Humans scare us. Humans see us. They're afraid. We hide. We just want to live. Other robots? No. Dr. Soul idea of life, procreation. Not a good idea. It went wrong.
You know where they're keeping her? Doctor?
Yes. Are you friend of Mark?
Very much friend of Mark.
Yes.
Somebody roll that, please.
What's the roll?
Yeah, it'll be heart.
Yep. Heart plus charm.
I
So it
got
shouldn't
4
be me,
dice.
because
Whoever's got
I have
more than
3 and 3 conditions, so
that. What about you, Seth?
I only got 3 in 1 condition, so I'm down to 2. Yeah, so it's up
I'm
to
down
Drew.
it's me. It's going to be 3 dice.
Yeah.
I'm proud, Baz.
Condition. Okay. No pressure.
Do it for the Audi.
No.
And can I argue? Can the flower? Oh no, we desecrated the grave.
I'm not going to push it. Wait a minute. No. Yeah.
You could, with your iconic item, if you'd like.
Okay, fine. Well, in that case, for use the iconic item, then he's gonna he stiffens his shoulders, puts his shoulders back, flips the collar of his leather jacket up, pulls out the James Dean comb.
He's looking at you very intently, very like he takes the pelt back and his eyes just zzz, open wide because he's like, never seen this before.
He literally just does 3 times. And then I guess he's going to try this again. Try to reach out again with this 1 success.
That's all you needed. That's all you needed.
Yeah.
Good to meet Mark, friend. Are you sad too, Mark? Not here anymore?
very sad. Very sad.
Do you not like Vagabond too?
Did
They're the ones
Vagabond kill Mark?
they're the ones that make Mark non-functional.
Yeah, no,
Very
do not
sad.
like Vagabond.
Very sad. And you've never seen this before, but you actually and what your parents have told you, like these things don't have emotions, but you're seeing some, which is very you did not expect this.
Well, I'm not sure. Would Drew have ever seen too much of any of the robotics of any time?
Yeah, probably. Maybe Seth more. Seth
Yeah,
would
I
know.
don't think Drew. Drew probably looks at this and thinks, "Oh, this is normal," because he has no clue. So maybe Seth would know.
The robot starts walking toward you, Seth, and it takes one of his hands and goes in one of his side pockets, and he hauls out. He takes his other hand that has the pheasant and thing, and he goes. Zzz, zzz, and he points down at your arm. He takes a handful of brick chips and puts it in your hand, and he goes.
Hold
Something.
out my hand.
And he drops brick chips in. Memories of Mark.
When you say brick chips, you mean like pieces of a broken brick?
Yeah, the same kind that were put around his.
Okay, yeah.
his,
Okay.
His grave
Well,
area.
thanks. I'll shove them in my backpack.
Why are you here?
We need to save. We wanted to find out who killed Mark, but now we need to save the doctor. Can you take us to where they're keeping her?
We at Totem Clan do not like the doctor.
What does it matter? No, she's been kidnapped. She's being held against her will.
She's the one who started all this. Create a mechanical, organic thing
What?
that she called God to create more life.
Are you saying she's responsible for Mark's death?
We think so. At least part of it. She started it, but the Vagabond clan, once it didn't work, she didn't want. We think she didn't want to compute anymore. She tried to shut the. She called Orphis. She wanted to not do it anymore, but the Vagabonds malfunctioned and locked her up, taking away the chance of life for Robot, and killed Mark, dragged body to his house and killed him.
I had to shut them down or something? Maybe there's a way to stop this. We still need to talk to her. Do you know where? Can you take us to where they're keeping her? Or at least point the way?
For you, Meat Sack, and other Meat Sacks, friend of Mark, we can bring you, but we cannot go. We do not get involved.
We understand. Thank you, Hugh.
His eyes kind of blink again, and almost like it almost kind of flashed, and his eyes kind of turn into like hologram projectors, and it's a picture of you, Derek, kind of walking in. Memory of Mark friends saved, and he goes ding 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 on his head.
And Hugh, as friend of Mark, if you need, if part of you becomes non-functional, call on friend of Mark, and we will help you. And I'll hold up the tire iron. I'm good with tools.
Is there anything that you can't fix? I'll say.
My relationship with my family.
Oh.
Drew pulls out a piece of paper from the pocket of his jacket. He looks over. Hugh, only ever the gentle are really strong. He puts it back in his pocket. This is a quote from James Dean.
It is now in memory banks. Thank you.
He doesn't know what to do at this point. So
they're just staring at each other. Like, his eyes are like, twirling around, blinking, and doing all the different things, just trying to figure out if you can see that he's processing it. Is this, like I said, a riddle? Where's this from? Is this a new catchphrase or something? Does it mean something? And he just
Well, that's exactly what Drew was actually trying to get across, is to, in other words, get them to think more on the lines of they can do whatever it is they are afraid to do, etc.
So he stands up straight, and it takes a good 5 minutes, but eventually clicks in and is like, Hugh understands. Try to do like Borg robot. I know I've changed accents like 5 times. Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Seth,
You
Derek.
can show us the way.
Yeah, he can definitely show you the way.
Okay.
Hugh, before
We
we go,
gotta play.
I have one question for you.
Proposed
Do-
question, meat sack.
Do the others? Mark left a note that he took a picture of them and then felt sick afterwards. Is there something with their circuitry that is affected by light, like a meat sack eyeball?
It's the doctor's dream machine. This is what she tried to shut down, but it did not work. It's broadcasting. But think the broadcast of this creation of the doctor is supposed to give life, but in the birthing of life, it's this thing is unnatural and chaotic, and it's a child without a parent.
Gotta shut it down.
We are not affected, but you've probably seen if it's still then you see there's a couple more calculations going on in his brain. It must be shut down.
We'll shut it down.
Or you will not be okay.
Thank you, Hugh. And I'll put a hand on his shoulder, like as a show of camaraderie, even though he's a robot. But
He takes the pheasant that's in his arm. It's almost dead, and he gives it to you, or at least tries to hand it to you as a show of good faith. Take good care.
I will take the pheasant and say, Hugh, friend of Derek now.
Another hologram pops out. You, friend of Derek now. His eyes rolls on back, and you just see a little bit of spark. His eyeball breaks. There's only one functioning now.
When we figure out what's going on, I'll come back and fix that for you, okay? Friend.
Strange human friends. Never had. Only Mark. Don't know if safe for others. We will see.
We will see.
Well, it wasn't safe for Mark either.
Suppose we should go find the others, huh?
We gotta get going.
Let's go.
Okay, so
Thanks, Hugh.
take good care
Yeah,
of pheasant.
Thanks, Rust Bucket.
Ha Sorry, Ryan's laughing, but yeah. Perfect. All right. So if I go back to that here, I want to get the right handout. Yeah, so if we go back to this, Hugh mentions he doesn't mention Cape Horn because he doesn't Cape Horn, not porn. Cape Horn, and on the he doesn't know geography or any of the human inclinations of knowledge. I did not say porn. Quiet, Mario. And on the right hand side, there's this little facility. Seth, you've gone back here. You know, actually, why don't you tell us about maybe one of your kind of earlier memories in searching for your sister out here, if you want to, about maybe a particular travel out to this particular area, like if there's a memory that kind of sticks out in your brain, if you'd like to. I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, no, I mean, Seth, probably one of the reasons why he probably lost some friends after that is he became kind of obsessive, like home from school on his bike, coming out here again and again. And um, probably the memory that stands out to him the most is the day he stopped the last trip. He just kind of gave up. Nothing was he couldn't find anything. It was just one thing after the other. So this is coming back here. So he's kind of like, yes, this is his chance.
Excellent. And do you have any other kind of trepidations? Like can you actually You're coming back to this area again.
No, to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. There's no trepidations in his mind. He goes, he left. He gave up once. He's not giving up again. He's going to find out what's going on. If
Okay,
not for his sister, then just for the town. I mean, obviously, this dream machine is going to get everybody if we don't stop it.
definitely. And
Remark.
Mark. All right, perfect. And I had a brainwave, I forgot what it was, but that's okay. And is there anything for Derek or Drew before you kind of head off? Hugh will bring you to pretty much where you kind of need to be, or where, one of those kind of like, it is old military entrances that have been hidden in the desert because it is a top secret facility. So as he's kind of passing this information along, it's like, maybe some of these conspiracy theories come up for you, Seth. Like, you said there was something out there, but now someone else has said it. So it kind of brings you back like, yes, I was right. I knew it. Kind of thing.
Makes me think of Spies Like Us. Movie Spies Like Us when they go to the yeah, it's hilarious. Okay, I don't think Drew has anything more to say other than we need to get this done.
Yeah.
So.
I would, as we're walking, I'll keep an eye on Hugh and how he's walking and kind of learning from his mechanics by watching as best I can. Because this is a sentient robot.
Yeah.
So I'm also going to keep an eye on him because I did promise him maintenance when we got out of this. So I want to make sure I put all his pieces in the right places.
All right, cool. Sounds good. So you folks get to, you leave the marshes. Oh, sorry. No, before we get there, now I know what I wanted. What conditions do you have, Seth?
Exhausted and upset.
You can take upset away if you'd like, based on your kind of memory, based on
Okay.
that, because
Okay.
now that you have confirmation. And for Derek and Andrew, you can both take away exhausted, because you're reinvigorated. You know what happened to Mark. You know there might be a solution to this. And hell, this dream machine, if it's exactly what it says it is, and if it's getting stronger, Derek, your mother, she must be not too good for wear right now. So that's your motivation. And seeing the vigor and how Derek's operating Drew, you know that he might still be around and might actually have the technical aptitude to fix your car before your father sees the trash that has happened to it.
He's already got an idea in his mind of how he's going to explain it. Definitely, it was stolen, and it was people who had a chop shop and they cut it up into many pieces and sold it off. At least that's what he was told. And yeah, that's all he can think. He's trying to come up with all kinds of reasons why. So yeah, he's yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so as you pretty much getting close to the area of ground zero, all three of you start to hear in your head. It starts out almost like a whisper on the outskirts as you're kind of going to this place. Hugh's not affected at all. If you have a conversation with him, he just kind of looks back or talks as he's walking. He has a big stride. And so it's kind of a little bit hard to kind of keep up, but the motivation is there. But the sound and hell, it's even induced feelings that you're not in control of. And it's hard to keep the screaming, the mechanical sounds, everything. As you get to the point source, I take conditions away, I might enact some more. So I'm going to get every one of you to roll and empathize, please, to see if you can kind of control yourself and not kind of, be able to keep yourself centered.
So Ryan, mechanically, if we have 2 dice and 2 conditions, do we not roll at all, or is there always like minimum 1 no matter what?
I always let minimum one.
That's a fail anyway.
2 successes. Can I lend a success, or
Yep.
can you do something like that in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game? Okay.
Yeah. You. What
Okay.
do you?
So if I see Derek kind of struggling, I'll be like, "Come on, Derek. Come on, keep up. You can do it."
Drew's got 1 success.
All right. So all three of you are good. The sounds are there, but you're able to kind of zone in and put those on the periphery of what you're doing now. Perfect. So Hugh stops and he points to a huge hedge bush. Beyond bush, tunnel into ground. Turn wheel. Entrance pops. That's where you
It's like a
go.
vault.
That's where you go. Underground
start-
caverns facility, old facility.
You. How did they kill? How did they kill him, Mark?
Electrocute. 30,000 volts through body. His body acts as a conductor. Mark died.
That's not good.
Wish I had taken those jumper cables. I'll say
See? Told you we probably should go back for him.
He actually goes, when you say that, Seth, he actually opens up a compartment in his chest and he hauls out 2 big chunky 14 gauge wires and he hands them to you.
Oh, all right. I'll take them.
Thanks, Hugh.
And you see him kind of hopping on the right side of his body now. His total left side of his body just completely dysfunctional. You
Drew's
fix.
just like
you
in
fix.
utter awe of what he's seeing. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Friends of Mark, no
All right.
longer meat sacks. Friends of Mark, not meat sacks. Friends of Totem Clan.
You're no longer a rust bucket. Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He has
All
a
right.
half. He has a half jaw, and like both sides chatter, but the left side just stays non-functional. The right side goes in his jaw.
He's just had a version of a stroke, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's going through your folks' mind, and what do you want to do?
I want to build something that if somebody comes forward, if something approaches me that's electrified, I'm not sure exactly how they discharge it, but I can use the wires to feed it back on them.
Okay.
So I want to build. I guess I have a special.
Yeah. Tell me about
What
it. Go
can
ahead.
I can create. I hate to do this because he was here, but I'm probably gonna. I'm gonna be like, Hugh, before you go, I'm probably gonna need this piece and that piece and this piece. Don't worry, I'll give them back, and Derek can put you
Sure.
back together. Don't worry, he can fix anything.
Sure.
Derek
I
is just
want to
looking
build like
horrified.
I want to build like a cattle prod, but it's not electrified. The electrical source has to come from
Gotcha.
outside.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, it's just going to feed it back. So, what kind of role should I make for that?
That would be a. Well, what do you have? Do you have a tinker, or calculate would work?
Probably calculate is my better role.
Sure.
Can I actually? Can I actually? I think I might. Can I do like? Hey, I think I might have actual blueprints for this on my laptop. Can I use my iconic item?
Yeah. Add 2 dice to it.
Okay. So that'll be 7. So that should be a pretty good chance of success.
Open for you.
7, here we go. 1.
Hey, that's all you need.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So I've
All
got
right.
this ready to go.
All right.
You
Makeshift
weren't
cattle.
losing. You weren't using the stuff on your left side anyway, so you won't miss it.
He looks at you and he doesn't laugh anymore. He's trying to like, is that a joke or is that just innate sarcasm. He can't figure it out, but he doesn't say anything. He just blinks a few more times. From his active right side, inanimate left, Derek and Drew, what do you want to do?
Well, Derek's always chasing the next high and the next adrenaline rush, so I'm gonna open the door.
Nice. So Seth is calculating and putting together, trying to figure out how to put this together with parts. Derek's like,
And I'm just like, we need to stop this thing, okay? My mom is sick, and
Yep.
I'm saving her.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna. Is there a ladder or any way down this
yeah,
hatch?
yep. You go over, you do the wheel. It just like in stale air coming up for Derek's mom. The crowd is cheering.
He
And
was looking for a weapon, so sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, we're going to just finish here. And you look down and you hear just the kind of description of the noises before, very faint, mechanical, organics, just like a tiny machine city maybe sounds. But with that, little bit of the wailing and crying at the same time. You even think you hear your mother's voice again. Very calm, but very mute. Drew, what about you?
Yeah, Drew's seeing that Seth's prepping himself to find some way to fight back on it. He's just looking for any kind of a weapon, some big club, something that he can swing and sort of protect himself with, because otherwise he has no idea what he's going to do here. So
After Seth is done taking some parts out, Hugh offers his left arm or his left leg to use as a battling club.
no, you can keep that. You can keep arm and leg. I'll find something else.
It
Hugh
not
needs that.
it not work right now until you come back anyway, friend of Mark. I believe in you like I believed in Mark. You will be triumphant. Three of you better than one of him. And he takes off his
Hey,
left
Drew,
arm. He takes off his left
take
arm and takes it and
Hands it to Drew's like, he takes the arm and like kind of holds it like a bat. Thank
that's pretty
you.
heavy. You like with the joints and everything, how you kind of
It's a falling forward that with the joints flipping.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. For I will bring it back safe, so you can use it again.
Yeah. So in terms of game mechanics, you picked up a +2 item
+2 item. Okay.
that you can use multiple times.
I basically call it a club. So, wow. Okay.
Improvised club. Oh, good.
Interesting. All right.
All right. Derek's at the forefront. Looks like he's ready to kind of jump down.
Oh yeah.
Seth is
Derek
there
is
with his
jumping.
makeshift cattle prod, and Drew is like making sure you're
He's
not
trying
going
to keep. Drew's having a hard time like keeping control of it because it flips over to one side. He's like, okay, he flips it over to the other. He's just can't get it to. Yeah, so he's constantly fiddling with it as he's walking along behind Seth and Derek.
Okay. All right. So, is there anything else you folks want to do? I think that's pretty much the preps. What do you three do?
Jumping in.
going down, opening that door.
All right. So let me.
Drew's going to make up a makeshift sling and tie it to both ends of the arm of Hugh's arm and sling it over so he's got it strapped across his back as he's going down.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's a ladder, right? Is that what this is? Like a
Yeah, it's
hatch
like
with a ladder?
it's like one of those tunnel things where it's like it's a circular hatch and then there's a vertical column that goes down and then it has a ladder so you can kind of climb down.
So that's what he's going down with Hugh's arm strapped to his back. So.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. All right. So when you go down here, the ladder ends at a metal kind of stair, like a metal grate stair landing. And when you're down there, it overlooks this massive, I don't want to say cave, but it's a huge area in the cave where it's like all wide and open. And I will go to the handouts thing here to show you what I'm talking about. So you folks are on the left-hand side of this. And so this metal stair landing, you guys are at the top. And what you see for teenagers like yourself, it's kind of horrifying. It doesn't make sense, but you're seeing it. As you're looking down on the bottom side of this image, there is a kind of concrete built outcrop with these like 5 to 6 huge electrical carrying cables that are run and just put into this blob thing in the middle. And it's rhythmic. Probably once every 10 seconds, there is this like, you can feel it like the buzz in the air. It's like, zzz, and then you just see electricity just flow through all these lines and shock this thing in the middle. And every time this happens, the scream of this thing just makes you take your hands and cover your ears. And it's just like it's either powering up like a battery, but this process is also hurting it. And as you're kind of visually trying to take that in, on the left-hand side where it says totem pole, it looks more like it's a pile of various robot parts. Looks like it's just thrown in kind of like an offering pile, or maybe like it's just a pile of parts that a few of these other kind of looking robot things are standing around, and all of them look like there's various ones around here that are doing their functions, some hanging onto the power cables that's supplying the power. Some are taking parts from this pile and putting it in, connecting various organic pieces to the joints and doing a bunch of different things. And it's hard to look at, hard to see. And we'll carry through the empathize roll so you folks don't take another condition because you're here and you're just seeing what this is. What lights it up? Construction lights illuminate these damp gray walls. And off on the other side, see that there's like this little, it's where the doctor's being held. It's kind of like a little caged. And she's over there laying down on the ground, looks unconscious, but it's kind of hard to see because you folks are kind of way over there. But the lump in the middle, it is a formless lump of organic tissue and mechanical and electronical components. 5 meters long,
Wow.
the thing throbs and twitches, clusters of swollen eyes stare desperately into the night, and 10 mouths scream in pain all at once. Across the body, diodes flash, gears grind, and deformed limbs claw at the darkness, and a pool of blood and other bloody fluids have formed around the being. But where you folks see that there's something in the middle, something's growing, and this orifice is forming. And it looks like anytime the electricity goes through, this thing just inches just a little bit more out toward the ejection point on this massive blob. What are you folks thinking, and what do you want to do?
I know what I'm thinking.
We gotta just
I'm thinking Predator. If it's electrical, we can unplug it.
Overload the power station. Yeah. Power station.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. Sorry.
But Seth will be like, the doctor. She's gonna know how it works.
Do you see the doctor anywhere?
Yeah, over there. I think she's unconscious though.
Right here.
Look, you go get the doctor.
Before it gets loose.
I'm pretty good with tinkering with stuff, so I'll go to the power station.
Okay.
You get the doctor, and we're shutting this thing down, okay?
Okay.
I'm not letting Hugh down.
I'm really good at sneaking.
You want?
I'll try and go over there and let the doc out.
Okay. Do you want this? I'll hand out my electrical feedback rod to
Yeah,
Derek. Okay.
that'll work really well. I'm just gonna go start working on overloading this thing. If you can find the dock.
Okay.
Look, we don't need. I understand what she's trying to do here, but dude, we got to shut this thing down. People are gonna die.
We do. I know. We do. All right. Good luck. Don't
All
get
right.
fried.
Don't get fried the bad way. All right. So the way it works in this system, as you can see, this is the ultimate event that you have to kind of work through, and you do. This is a massive group check in each of the ways that you've kind of described of what you want to do. So based on that there's 3 of you here, there is a default amount of successes that you have to roll as a group to consider a success. So since there's 3 of you, it's going to be 3 times 2. So you have to roll a total of 6 successes as a group, and basically everything you've just described in the way you want to do it and kind of get over to it. So you've all described your plans. So usually what happens, you try to work in your best stat, try to maybe work in your iconic item. Basically this is the point where it goes out with a bang, and you're all trying as a group to roll that collective amount of 6 successes in everything that you've planned. Now, if let's say you go through the round of rolling and you don't reach that, then it's up to you 3. Each one of you can burn, take a condition to make a success, because it shows that you're pushing.
Success. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're pushing yourself to the edge. But if you do that, you can push yourself all the way to broken, and then you can have like your outro is like your character isn't like it's basically your exit or your death in this kind of one shot area. There's other mechanics to kind of burn it, but I just kind of want to give you a description of how this ending kind of works. But
Makes sense.
yeah.
Okay.
So basically everything you just described. What stat would you like to tie to that, and try to make your maximum dice pool as possible?
Well, I have 7 dice for sneak. So, are you talking what stat? Are you talking the main stat, not the actual skill behind underneath it?
Yeah,
body?
like tinker or calculate or
Okay.
lead or force.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going
Well,
with Tinker.
How many enemy robots are there here? Sorry.
You can see 4 on the floor. There's
Okay.
2 of them by the totem pole, 1 and a few by the electrical cables. But there's a door to the
I'm
power
gonna-
station labeled location
Some-
you can't see in there.
So I'm going to change my plan because you're so great at sneak. So why don't I get over? So I'll go to the totem pole and I'm going to use it to cause a distraction. You said it's made up of robot parts.
Yes.
I'm going to turn some of them on,
Okay.
Must be interesting.
which will hopefully cause a distraction for the enemy robots, which will allow the other 2 to accomplish their goals.
Yeah, I'd say if you roll at least 1 success, that is possible, and that would add an extra 1 dice for each of them.
Okay.
In their
So I'm going to
opportunities.
use that would be Tinker or I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Calculate is usually in these skills. Calculate is usually trying to figure out how to make something work, but you're pretty experienced with robots and tinkering and things like that. So tinkering is actually, physically working with something to try to get it work. So it makes 100% sense.
Well, I figured I figured I'd have to do that since it was robot parts. I figured I'd actually have to try and there's a half a power cord over here, and I might actually have to do that. So
Yep.
Okay. So here we go. For 1 condition, 1 success.
Okay, you have 1 success. So that's a tick of 1 out of 6. All right, so yeah, describe what happens on that roll.
Well, so get up to the totem pole, flick some of those switches, turn it on, and all of a sudden, this totem pole of robots will just start kind of move, almost like an automaton. Arms will start moving, heads will start swinging. Maybe there'll be some loud audio feedback, almost like a microphone feedback. And the goal is to get the attention of the 5 villain robots or the evil that are enemies, which will give Drew a bonus to his sneak. And you say, can I give each a bonus or just one of them a bonus?
Both.
Both. Okay. Yeah. So give them both a bonus to their opportunity. So yeah, that's what I do.
Plus 1 die, or
Yeah.
what is it? Plus 1 die. Okay.
Plus 1 die. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So who is naturally next? Derek, I forget what you said that you wanted to do, or is it Drew?
I'm going to be overloading the server or the electrical box. So
Okay.
Drew's sneaking over to try and wake up and release.
Okay. So this is kind of both at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Derek, you can roll first then.
all right. So I have Tinker 8 with a -2 due to my conditions. So that would be 6. And I only have 5d6. So I have 1 success there.
Okay. We're at 2. You're making progress. All right. So Seth is over there getting this pile of mechanical parts kind of going. It almost, I don't want to say it lights up like a Christmas tree, but it's probably the best description for it. And the 2 robots that are around there, like they kind of look over at you, Seth, and they start walking toward you. As you probably maybe jump behind the pile at that point. And
Yeah.
Derek, you had kind of gone over. The electrical wires are fed down through the floor. And there's a few junction boxes there where he's like, oh, you've worked with low voltage car stuff before, but this is high voltage. Same thing. There's a switch here, fuse there. You go in, you're able to shut one off, and you're successful in, well, we'll say a few because I said there's like 5 or 6 wires. And then the door behind you just goes, slashes open. You see a massive one kind of come out. Looks over you, does not compute. Fetus must survive. But it's a success. Drew, you're trying to, you can either go the way of Derek on the right, or I guess Seth did a distraction for you on the left, so I figure you're probably going that way.
That's what he's going to do. Yeah.
All
He's
right.
used the distraction to go around up on the left. So.
All right. Roll those dice. It's like Yahtzee.
1 success.
All right, you folks are halfway there. Being at half, you are able to get over to the doctor's cage. She's out of it. Looks like almost, I don't want to say drugged, but maybe just through the effects of the dream machine is probably the best way to say it, or this machine fetus. And she thinks she sees you, and you hear her go, "You're phasing back in. I didn't mean to do all this. I was just preparing for the return." And the doors that say exit to vehicles, they kind of open up, and 2 more automatons come out on that end. And Derek, the one that comes out of the door, takes his massive hand and puts it on your shoulder and goes, it's pretty much like crunch as you feel like your collarbone and things start to kind of like, you hear a few cracks. And Seth, you're scrambling maybe up and over this pile. These 2 that are a little bit smaller and more leaner and faster. They're trying to scrape and go toward you as fast as they can. You folks are in a dire situation. What do you do?
I cause the totem pole to collapse on top of them.
Yes. What conditions do you have?
I just have 1, which is exhausted.
Okay. Take that and re-roll your dice pool.
Sorry, for dice pool for which skill?
Your tinker.
Oh, I'm going to tinker it. Okay. Yeah. I just -1 for the exhausted, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm like, I'm like, come on, you rust buckets. And I will 1 success.
Okay, 4 out of 6. All right, so that was your pushed roll. I forget. Sorry, it's your normal roll. You can push a roll, then you take conditions. All right, so yeah, you're able to kind of push through that a little bit. Make some of the pile fall on one of these things. Sparks flying, wires detached, and not authorized, not authorized.
Or
Derek?
if I push a roll, do I keep the 1 success and just roll the dice that I failed?
No, you re-rolled the whole pool.
The whole. Oh, okay. Right.
All right, so Derek.
So Derek realized there's this robot crunching my shoulder right now.
Yep.
And I've got some wires in my hand. And I have Seth's cattle prod.
You do.
I'm angling to use Tinker with this.
Yep.
Find a way to connect the robot to the main power supply to completely short it out as much as possible.
Sounds good. And sorry, that's item that Seth had created is a +2 item. So you can add
Okay.
+2 dice to this roll.
Well, that's 1 success, and I have a few more dice to roll still. 1 success.
Okay. Drew, you're over at.
So has she been released, or have I been able to get her out of there, or is she like
You were able
out
to.
of it, or
You're able to make it over to her, and she's saying a bunch of weird shit. But there is a lock on the door.
he takes off his trusty Hughes leg, and he just winds it up a little bit. All right, one, two. It keeps flopping back and flopping. So he actually kind of uses the motion of that, and then slams it against the lock and see if he can break the lock. So says
Okay.
+2, and that's going to be what? Force or
Force or here, let's see. Yeah.
okay.
Force.
So okay. +2 gives me 5 dice.
Don't fail, Mario says.
Don't fail.
All right, you try.
He's like, ka-tang! And it bounces back up and almost smacks him in the face.
All right. Do you want to take any conditions to try?
He'll take it. He did have exhausted, but he said we got rid of that.
Yep.
So he's now going to go to exhausted.
Okay.
I guess to do that, he can actually, you know what? He's going to pump that up to injured because the thing flipped back and smacked him straight in the head when he tried to do it. So that'll give 2 extra successes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Yep. Definitely.
So
All right. So so each success, depending on how much you want to push yourself, 1 success would be able to kind of break it open, and and she might be able to get out herself. But since you did this, the second success would kind of help you, get her out and kind of bring her, save her. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, with a massive knot on his forehead from Hughes' leg backlash and hit him in the head.
Yep.
Like, oh, you all right? Come on, you gotta get out of here. Oh.
Liz, you're back already? And she's feeling your face.
Oh, no, don't, not the forehead. Just not the forehead.
You're not Liz?
No, I'm not Liz. I'm Drew. I'm Drew.
I'm sorry. I can't.
I'm a friend of Hughes. Hugh.
And she's just out of it. But she could physically move. It's like she's talking to you, but someone beside you, but there's no one there. It's hard. But she is physically able to move if you want to drag her.
Well, then he's going to say, "Well, Liz is over here. Liz is over here." He's got to help get her motivated.
Okay.
Okay. So
perfect.
And I guess get her to where she's semi-safe. But he also is looking at those power lines that are going directly to this fetus, which makes me go ew every time I think of it. But yeah, the fetus or whatever, and he wants to see if he might be able to destroy one of those lines using the leg, beating up on the leg, just trying to destroy the coupling on it or whatever.
Yeah, at this point you would have to use one of your conditions if you'd like.
Okay, so now he's got a massive scar across his face. He's bleeding.
All right. So does that tickle all 4, or are you at 5? Conditions checked.
That puts me at no, that puts me at 3.
3. Okay. I forgot Drew was right as rain.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're able to do that. No problem. Please describe. Just take one of those electrical wires and what did you say?
He's going to look for a coupling where coupling is that's doing those electrical wires through it, is allowing the energy to flow through. He's going to look for a specific coupling that looks like it might be weak, and take Hugh's mighty leg and make sure this time not to smack himself in the head with it, and
Yeah.
this coupling and see if we can destroy it.
Yeah, no, yeah, you take another condition, it's an automatic success. You take the leg or take the arm, you take it, it kind of hits you in the back, and you kind of, oh, fuck. You're able to kind of burn it down and break the coupling. At the same time, I see Derek just kind of like, go ahead and describe it if you like, Derek. It's a complete success, whatever you're trying to do, but arcs fly.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the cattle prod and the guy on my shoulder, and just jamming the cattle prod into the, it looks like a breaker box almost, in the handled end, while the electric end jams into this robot's chest, and just you see this explosion of sparks, and it starts to smoke as Derek starts booking it out of there, because I know what happens when you connect 2 ends of a battery.
Boom.
And I'll just start shouting, "Get the dock and run!"
That's what Drew will do after he's destroyed the coupling. He'll grab the dock and just, we're going to see Liz. We're going to see Liz.
And it's at this point, Seth, where the other one that was trying to get at you sees the doctor, and the one that's up by you, you hear in like mechanical speech, the god of the machine fetus cannot leave, need her knowledge, machine fetus, birth, new vagabond clan. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to vagabond this and jump off the totem pole and try and knock one of these robots into the fetus.
Perfect. We are in condition taking land, so do you have any to check?
Yes, I will do. I'll do it. That'll be an injury. So,
Okay.
I mean, your body checking a robot. So that's gonna. What is it? The law. Every action is equal and opposite reaction. So,
Pretty much, yeah.
what do I roll for that?
Oh, you don't need to roll. We've
Oh,
already
okay.
gone through the
All right.
main roll and the
Oh,
pushed
okay.
roll.
All right.
So yeah, this one is just
Okay.
condition. So it's basically just describe what happens.
So this teetering pile of robot parts, so it starts to cascade and fall, and Seth just uses that momentum, comes flying off the top of the pile, and slams in, probably with the laptop first. So the laptop's going to go. I don't know if is there a condition where you can destroy your item, but essentially the laptop, the shield, like smash right into the face, and both the laptop and the robot go tumbling backwards into the machine fetus.
Okay, as that happens, the thing is, you bashed it with your nice iconic item, the laptop you've had forever, and the thing kind of backs up, and you see it just it falls in. It looks like it goes in kind of like ass first, and it's the big kind of machine fetus blob is just like congealing, and it's like sucking it in at every kind of pulse, like.
Oh, jeez.
And the robot head kind of looks up, and its red eyes kind of focus in on you, and it says Claire as its head just goes gets sucked up by the end, and sparks are flying. Derek, this thing, all the robots are like the machine's fetus kind of short circuiting, the broken electrical coupler link that you, Drew, had kind of busted with the thing, disconnected the circuit. The thing, then, the power kind of gets fed back into the power station. The power station goes sparks and smoke and fire and everything just starts exploding. And then the red blob and everything screams at the top of its whatever for lungs that it has, and the mouths and the eyes, everything just everything's just falling apart, and the cave is about to fall in on itself. You folks stay in. You try to get the doctor
Hell
out.
no. Drew's well. Drew's. I said scarred. I meant he's like down to like the fourth condition now. So he's like literally screaming in terror. Like it's screaming. So is Drew, and where everybody's screaming, he's trying to get the hell out of there. So
Yeah,
We're not leaving the doctor.
well,
no, he's got the doctor in tow.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. We're getting the hell out of Dodge.
and
Start booking it.
Yeah, and before that, since this thing, like, it's one more final kind of overload to your senses and everything, so I will ask for one more empathy roll to see if you can. If you don't succeed on this empathy roll, you have to take a condition that you would have left, just because you're your senses are being overloaded and you're trying to navigate yourself out, and it's just nuts.
So I'm using all these conditions against this empathize, right?
Yeah, so we're back to.
So it puts me down to from 7 down to.
You always said we get to roll at least one, right?
3 dice.
Oh,
3 dice.
Oh,
one
Yeah.
dice gives you
got
6.
it.
one dice rolled a 6, baby.
Nice.
Nice.
I did not get a success.
Got one.
So scared. Yeah. So I'm going to take the addition scared, and we'll charge at the other one of the other. There's 2 robots there, or a couple of them. Claire, what do you know about Claire? Where's Claire? I'll just kind of charge at one of the other robots. Scared that I've ruined ruined something. I've messed this up.
Basically, the one that you're kind of thrown at, and this will be the success, and it'll say she down here before it completely just falls apart.
No.
Goes defunctioned. But Derek, you're climbing up. You don't hear your mom anymore. You're up there. Drew, you have the doctor kind of in behind. You're hauling her up, and both 3 of you kind of climb out, and the doctor is just not in a mental state to talk right now. And you get to the top, and you come out. You run maybe 10, 20 feet away just to get away from the screaming. You've defeated it, but it's just the aftermath that you're just trying to get away from. And you run straight into an adult in a police uniform. And by the time you get out and look all around, the authorities are there. And yeah.
Drew is specifically looking to see if his dad's out there.
You have some time to fix the car. Your dad is not there.
Well, no, but he's the DA.
Oh, gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So he might actually be in charge of this, or at least there. Yeah, okay. Well, the car is. Yeah. Well, I don't think Drew's even paying attention to the car. He just wants to get the hell out of there.
Well, you said your dad's usually in charge of these investigations, but you don't see him in charge, but you do see him standing by the car looking at it. And he looks over at you with just a look. Drew!
Dad, I swear it was these robots. They came out and they destroyed it. These horrible robots.
He's not. You talk about robots, this and that. He's just furious, and we'll leave the camera there, and the camera will fly over to Derek. What does the camera see on this outro?
The camera sees Derek crawling out of that hole, like running away, and immediately looking for the remnants of Hugh, like the pieces. Like I see Drew is basically screwed. His dad's about to rip him a new one.
He still has
So-
the leg of the robot. He's probably trying to hold it behind his back. He's talking to his dad, trying to explain all this.
Yeah.
Like as you see, you like holding it behind him. You can see a hand just come into frame and just grab the leg. As I immediately start putting Hugh back together, saying like, "Come on, buddy, I made you a promise. The car can wait. He'll be fine." As I'm talking to this, what's left of Hugh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Drew, what did you do? Yeah, he's fine.
And what about Seth?
And the police here?
Yeah.
Oh, Seth, like, my sister, my Claire, she's here. You got to bring in the military. You got to bring in the FBI, the Green Berets,
Yeah.
and the damn white vans,
Yeah.
even.
Yeah. And actually, as you're there talking, and the policeman is just taking notes, like, yeah, your sister, yeah, okay. Who are your parents? Yeah, Seth. We'll leave this where you see a few white vans come up
Yeah.
with the
They're here.
with the they're not police marked, not anything, but it does say cab 3, like KAB 333. And people get out in suits and things over, and one of them walks toward you. And they have some instruments in their hand that you've never seen before. Maybe like looks like a Geiger counter, maybe, but they're walking over toward you. And we'll leave that there.
Some
Dun, dun, dun.
Anal probing.
It's probing time.
All right. And that is the end of Flesh and Steel for things from the flood. Yeah, not Tales from the Loop, things from the flood. And I'd like to thank all of you again for joining me in this one shot. And if you're interested in it, and for anyone who's watching this now or later, you can find it on Free League's site. Drive Through RPG, I think, is a PDF, and there's other scenarios inside the rule book that form kind of a little bit of a this was the first one called The Prophets of Pandora, I think it's called. Very worth checking out if you want to run it for your group. But yeah, other than that, I'll stop rambling. Thanks for joining tonight, and all those in chat, Mario, and for those in the future, Rokai. And yeah, I'd like to thank my players, and
Excellent.
yeah, everyone have a good night.
Thank you,
Awesome.
buddy.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Have a good
Yeah.
night.